So James, we talked about Starbucks, but let's talk about an independently owned company, a coffee shop. Sure. And let's say they come and they want to lease some space at your facility, and they say, hey, look, this is a really awesome local coffee shop, but we want to make sure there are no other competitors in this area. Mm-hmm. Is that something they can approach a landlord with? In other words, can they include that provision in the lease?
I would say that that's a very normal request for a normal shopping center and a landlord to help out with. You know, if you're talking about a regional center where they have a lot of different operators in the building, and maybe you wouldn't get away with that, the landlord wouldn't allow that because there's so much foot traffic. But for the neighborhood centers, I'd say that that is a norm.
Okay. David, one of the things that we run into a lot of times with our clients is they're confused about what CAM is, a common area maintenance, or triple net. Can we go into some of these topics a little bit more and maybe explain to our clients out there what they should be looking for in a lease?
Yeah, and especially since the lease is typically the lion's share of the overhead that a tenant experiences in its first couple of years. Mm-hmm. Triple net is something that I think scares a lot of people because they don't quite understand it. Can you talk a little bit more about triple net leases and how that affects their overall rental obligations?
Sure. In a retail setting, usually you have a lot of common area type space, and the landlord usually is the one that takes care of that. So you want, from the tenant's perspective, you really want to do your due diligence that you've got a landlord that's taking great care of the property. That being said, the better care of the property that they take is going to be a little more expensive. You know, they're paying a little more for their landscaping, they're paying a little more maybe for the watering of those plants, and just general services of the building. So from my perspective, I don't think that a tenant should be as cost conscious if they have a landlord that's really doing a great job of the property. It's just making sure that they're using those dollars to go towards the building and the care of that.
So the common area maintenance charges that David was talking about, those are charged back to the tenant?
Yes, they are. Okay. And they're usually proportional to the space that you have. So if you have 10% of the lease space in the center, you're probably going to see 10% of the cost of those common area maintenance bills for that center.
Okay. And David, you asked about triple net and what goes into that calculation. So what would they typically expect to be included in a triple net lease?
So triple net is short for the 3 N's. The first N being all the common area maintenance for the building, the second N being the building insurance, and the third N being the property taxes. And so we consider that the triple nets.
Okay. And again, those are all apportioned to the tenants on a pro rata basis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With the insurance and property taxes, if you're in a growing market, like Houston, Dallas, California, mm-hmm. anywhere in California right now, those tend to accelerate fairly quickly. That'd be a fair statement?
Very much so. Here in San Antonio and Bexar County, we're seeing considerable assessment increases for our commercial properties, and so property taxes are going up, and they've been increasing far more quickly than any of the other expenses at the property. And so tenants of ours have come back to us and asked us about those expenses going up, but they're also seeing the same thing at their homes. So it's not very hard to explain that Bexar County has been increasing those assessments.
Now, when you talked about 2 of the ends of the triple net lease,
mm-hmm.
it was insurance and taxes. Is this over and above the type of obligation that they're going to have to maintain in their own space?
Yes, it is. Here in Texas, we actually pay a tax for the possessions that we have in the space. Building owners typically pay that tax directly. A building owner will typically, or a tenant, I should say, typically would pay for the insurance for their business operation as well. But our insurance is covering the property. If there is any sort of catastrophe, be it a tornado or hail or something like that, a fire, those costs would be.
So James, you're about to start a new company. You want to tell the folks here about the new company you're starting?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be offering a new brokerage service real estate company to San Antonio. The name of my company is Cason Real Estate. where we'll be helping tenants to find their perfect retail and office space, as well as helping landlords to fill up their buildings and buy and sell commercial real estate. So very excited to see that.
What's the website?
It's caisson.re.com for real estate.
Okay, and that's spelled CAISSON.
That's
RE.com. All right, well, James, thank you very much for joining us today. It was some fantastic information. I know David and I learned a lot, and I hope our clients did as well. If you want to learn more about commercial leases and commercial real estate, please visit our website at vethanlaw.com or check out our YouTube channel, because your problem is our business.